So I was listening to a Girls Gotta Eat episode about pick-me girls the other day. Favorite podcast ever, by the way. And I thought that I would share my story about being friends with a pick-me girl back in college. So I met this girl when I was in college. She was friends with a bunch of my friends, so that's how we became friends. And I do remember that towards the beginning of our friendship, I was warned by multiple people that this girl was like a boyfriend stealer. Now, I'm the type of person to take that information in, but unless that person has directly done something to me, I typically try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But even with that being the case, throughout our friendship, I did witness her do some weird stuff to girlfriends of ours. Like, start talking to the guys that they were talking to, start dating guys that they had dated. Like, it was super weird. And I definitely didn't agree with it, but I was super young. I was like, 20, 21 at the time. Again, didn't agree with it, but she's not doing it to me. Until she did. So the first time something happened with us, I had a crush on this guy who I had told her about. She had gone to high school with him. So they were friends. They'd known each other for a long time. And one night we're all out and she's driving him and I back to our apartments off campus. She drops him off. Then she's going to drop me off. And she ends up admitting to me that she kissed him outside of the car. Bitch, you know I like him. What are you doing? So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This time, it was a lot worse, in my opinion. So there was this other guy at college who I had a huge thing for. We had hooked up several times. She knew I had feelings for him, etc., etc. She's not even friends with this guy. She knows him through me. It's not like this other guy who she had actually known through high school. So she has this Halloween party. I go to it for a very brief amount of time because I have 3 other Halloween parties I have to go to that night. So I go to a Halloween party. I'm there for a short amount of time. She tells me, hey, I invited so-and-so, this guy. And I'm thinking to myself, unless you invited him for me, why did you invite him? And she knew that I wasn't going to be there very long. So I was very weirded out by it. And she's like, yeah, he's coming a little later. Again, once I'm going to be gone. So I'm like, that's fucking weird. But I'm like, this girl's one of my best friends. She literally was at my house for Christmas last year. I can trust her, right? Wrong. So that weekend we go to a NFL football game together. Okay. She drives. We go to the game. It's horrible weather because it's Halloween. We're in upstate New York, which is very cold, very snowy. Okay. So it's snowing on us the entirety of the game. At halftime, we're screw this. We're leaving. On the way home, we're starving. So we stop at a restaurant. At the restaurant, we're sitting, eating lunch across from each other. And she kind of giggles. And she's like, I've been so bad this month. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, I've just been a slut. And I'm like, okay, elaborate. And she's like, yeah, I was with such and such guy at this time. I was such and such guy at this time. And then at my Halloween party, I hooked up with someone else. And I looked at her and it was my intuition already knew what she was about to say. And I'm like, oh yeah, who was that? And she looks straight in my eyes and she's like, it was this guy. He slept over. I just look at her and she kind of had a little smirk on her face. It was wild. It was literally wild. So I got up from the table and I went to the bathroom to calm myself down because I was heated. So I left the bathroom, went back to the table, told her I thought it was super messed up. It was unacceptable. We drove all the way back to the city together in silence. I got out of the car. I went home. I didn't speak to her for like a week. And then I had a get together at my house. And she wasn't invited. And she texted me like a couple days after and she was like, hey, I saw that you had all the girls over for XYZ thing. And I noticed that I didn't get an invite. Like she literally had the audacity to act like surprised that I didn't invite her to this get together. So I then told her that what she did was unacceptable and I had no interest in being friends with someone like that. And I had seen this pattern of behavior in her and she couldn't even take responsibility for it. And she said some screwed up thing in response and we haven't spoken since. But that's my pick me girl story. They're out there. That's for sure.